Hello students, welcome back for the course of MBA Semester 3 Human Relations and Legal Framework. Today is our lecture number 23 and the topic of our today's discussion is Employee State Insurance Act 1948 Part 2. So in this session we are going to discuss the remaining part of that ESICA. The objective of our today's session is help to understand some other important concepts of Employee State Insurance Act 1948. So the contents of our today's session are Employee State Insurance Corporation, Employee State Insurance Fund, powers and duties of ESIC, purpose of ESI fund, contribution to EPF, and employees state insurance court. So we are going to start our today's session. In the last previous session we discussed about the administration of ESICA means who will exactly regulate the functioning of that ESICA, okay, that is called as Employee State Insurance Corporation. That Employee State Insurance Corporation will regulate all the activities of Employee State Insurance Act. The government has constituted this office, okay, as an organization wherever there are number of related information could be available so as to provide the opportunities for the development of labor simultaneously the employees wherever they can contribute appropriately, okay, and deposit their contribution through that ESIC, okay, for which the government of India has constituted this Employee State Insurance Corporation, and it has been discussed in section 3 of this act. So in section 4 the government will appoint the chairman, vice chairman and other representing persons on that particular ESICA bodies, okay, wherever they are representing the employees, state government or union territories, and some medical professional officers are appointed in ESICA. There will be 3 members of the parliament and director general of the corporation. They will be appointed as an ex officio members of that ESIC. This corporation also appoint some regional boards, okay, according to the different regions, as well as some local committees or regional committees, okay, at district level, and local medical benefit council, so as to regulate the activities and provide the insurance to the employees. So this has been mentioned in section 25. Now when we are talking about its constitution, okay, there will be 2 important parts of that ESIC. The whole ESIC will work on the basis of 2 aspects. The first one is called as standing committee and another one is called as medical benefit council, okay. So under the ESICA, Employee State Insurance Act 1948, okay, its implementation has been done through these 2 special kind of committees. The first one is called as standing committee. Standing committee is one of the executive body, okay, that will perform the administration of the Employee State Insurance Corporation, and through which the ESICA will be get implemented among all the states of the country. This has been mentioned under the section 8, okay, that standing committee has been mentioned in section 8. Along with that, that standing committee can have some different forms of affairs, okay, that they will look after and may exercise any of the powers, perform any of the functions of the corporation which are being related to the employee state insurance act. So it will be a supreme authority through which different representatives of that ESIC are being represented in standing committees. The another aspects that is called as medical benefit council, which has been mentioned in section 10 of that ESICA, and its powers and duties of that medical benefit council has been discussed in section 22. So what is the role of that medical benefit council? That medical benefit council primarily perform the activities which are being related with the administration of the medical benefits, okay, and certification purposes of the grant or other benefit and connected matters. Primarily it deals with the administration of medical benefit through the council, okay. So they are being empowered with certain powers and duties of investigation and related matters which has been connected with the health insurance which are being related with the ESICA. So even that medical benefit council, that they will provide the assistance and advice to the center as well as state government on time to time. So these are the primary two bodies of that ESIC. Then next is the Employee State Insurance Fund. So for the overall working of that Employee State Insurance Act 1948, ESIC, Employee State Insurance Corporation, they will collect some amount of fund either by means of grants, gifts, donation, charities, okay, from government, state government, central government, local authorities or any individual bodies, and as well as from the contribution of employees and the employers. And this amount of fund has been deposited, okay, under the bank and through operate through the Reserve Bank of India, okay. That bank account will be in the name of the Employee State Insurance Fund account. So each and every employee will get an opportunity of that EPF account, okay, in almost all the banks, okay, through this Reserve Bank of India. And there will be these such accounts shall be operated by such officers who are being authorized by the standing committees. So primarily these individual EPF account of the employees that can be operated by the members of the standing committees of the ESIC on account of the employees. So the complete administration of that EPF fund will be managed by the standing committee. Powers and duties of ESIC, Employee State Insurance Corporation. According to section 19, that section 19 will provide a lots of measures for the improvement of health and welfare of the insured persons, okay, for his or her rehabilitation, re-employment. That person has been get insured, okay, through that Employee State Insurance Act under ACIC scheme, and they will be provided a lot of different benefits, say for example health benefit, medical benefit or maternity benefit according to that section 19. So that corporation will look after each and every aspects of that management of employees state insurance act related activities and collect the contribution from the employees as well as the employers and manage that contribution till the retirement of that particular employee, and finally they will be dispersed either in the form of pension or complete as a fund of called as what provident fund to the employees. In section 29, that ESIC has been empowered with certain kind of activities. Okay, so they can acquire or hold the properties, movable or immovable properties within the state, even also, or transfer these properties. That is their internal matter. They can also invest or reinvest any amount of fund or money, even the fund which has been collected from the employees as well as employer, that EPF, okay, that they can invest or reinvest, okay, depending on the requirements. They can also raise the loan and discharge these loans uh, to the employees, okay, on behalf of that EPF account. And it may also constitute for the benefit of staff or any other class of them, such as provident fund or other benefit fund, that may things fit according to the requirement. So according to this section 29, this ESIC has been empowered with certain roles, responsibilities, duties. So these are the powers and duties of that ESIC. Then purpose of ESI fund. Now for what purpose that ESI fund has been collected? Employee State Insurance Fund. That employee state insurance fund has been collected to protect the lives of the employees, okay, by means of using collecting the contribution from employees as well as from the employer wherever they are employed. So employees are covered under this scheme to get some sort of medical facilities for self as well as for their dependents. They will also get some cash benefits, okay, during the period of contingencies, or resulting in the form of loss of wages, or whenever their earning capacity has been lost. The insured women are also entitled to get the maternity benefit, okay. So under this ESI scheme, okay, that ESI fund will be get disbursed to such any sort of insured woman, okay, during the period of maternity. Where the death of the any insured employee occurs due to the employment injury or any sort of occupational diseases, okay, so that ESI fund will be get distributed to the dependents, okay, or to other family members as a form of pension. So we came to know that that ESI fund will not only protect the individual life of the employee as well as their dependents and other family members. So in general, these employees will be getting an advantage, particularly to protect their individual health during the period of medical emergencies. So they will get the medical benefits, okay. They will get also the sickness benefit, okay. That sickness and medical benefit could be get obtained particularly during the period of disablement, okay. Any temporary, partial or total disablement would be there. So even if any of the employee, if they thinks fit, okay, and they can approach to the EPF, employee state insurance organization, and make an application to get the ESI fund, okay. When we are talking about how much will be the disbursement, and how does this medical benefit will be provided to these employees. So from the day one, when that insurable, they are entering at the insurable employment, the self and dependents such as spouse, parents and children, own or adopted. So from day one, okay, that particular employee and their dependents, okay, their family members are being getting get will they will be entitled to get the benefit through this ESI fund. The self spouse or the superannuation on, suppose say, retirement, okay, of that particular employee, of a or suppose say any of the employee, those who are being suffered from any permanent physical disablement, okay, during the course of his insurable employment, okay, they will get some necessary medical benefit. When we are talking about the sickness benefit, okay, that sickness benefit will be obtained from this ESICA, okay. It should be obtained from that, obtained to the or provided to the insured person, okay, in cash, or in the event of sickness resulting from the absence from the work, okay, or duly certified by an authorized insurable medical officer or practitioner. So what is the cause of sickness that should be need to be mentioned. The benefit becomes admissible only after the insured has paid contribution for at least 78 days in contribution for the period of 6 months. So any particular employee, those who can liable to get the sickness benefit under ASICA, so they need to pay, okay, minimum 78 days, okay, contribution for the period of 6 months, okay. So that is the primary requirement to obtain the sickness benefit under ESICA. Sickness benefit is payable for maximum of 91 days in two consecutive contribution period. So for two consecutive contribution period, so minimum criteria to get the benefit, that sickness benefit would be maximum of 90 days. The insured person can be entitled to get this benefit. The employees are also being ensured to get some extended, okay, extended benefits, okay, under this ESICA, and that is called as extended sickness benefit and enhanced sickness benefit, okay. If the period of sickness has been extended, or they has been enhanced, okay, due to whatever form of provisions has been made, okay, so these employees are liable to get the extended sickness benefit. So there are some provisions. Extended sickness benefit is payable to the insured person for a period of certified sickness, okay, in case of specified 34 long term diseases, okay. We already discussed about the compensation act, wherever we see different sort of occupational diseases, that occupational diseases will be also covered under that ESI scheme, okay. And for entitlement of this benefit, any insured person should have been in insurable employment for at least 2 years. So there is a minimum criteria to get the extended sickness benefit, that the employee should work in that particular organization, and they will be registered under the ESICA, okay, and that should be for minimum 2 years. And he has to pay the contribution of minimum, suppose say 150 days in preceding 4 contribution period, okay, say up to 2 years. So minimum would be 4 contribution period, and maximum would be 2 years, okay, that the person shall have to be paid the contribution. ESI is payable for maximum period of 2 years, okay, on the basis of proper medical certification and authentication by the designated authority. So employees can be get the benefit of that extended sickness benefit maximum up to 2 years. Amount payable in cash or extended sickness benefit in payable of within the 7 days. So within 7 days, okay, that extended sickness benefit can be paid to that particular insured person who has been claimed for that, okay, through that local offices. When we are talking about enhanced sickness benefit, that enhanced sickness benefit can be obtained by the insured person, either male or female, particularly in during the productive age groups, okay. Particularly there are some sort of activities with respect to male and female, that is called as sterilization operation, okay, vasectomy and tuberctomy, okay. So if any of the employees that are being undergoing that enhanced sickness benefit, okay, so they will be obtain that particular benefit from ESICA. Contribution is same as normal sickness benefit, so minimum contribution that they will get, okay, will be same. Enhanced sickness benefit is payable for 14 days. For 14 days, that person, those who are undergoing that tuberculosis, okay, for 7 days, and as well as in case of vasectomy. So tuberculosis has been related with the female sterilization, and vasectomy has been related with male sterilization. Along with that, the employees will be also benefited for getting the maternity benefit under this ESICA. So that maternity benefit can be obtained by any insured woman, okay, those who are being registered under the ESIC, and they can claim the insurance, okay, and should have to paid for at least 7 days in two consecutive contribution period, that is 1 year. So minimum 70 days consecutive contribution need to be paid, or two consecutive contribution period need to be paid by that particular insured woman. The benefits is normally payable for 12 weeks. So 12 weeks maternity benefit can be obtained by that insured person, and maximum up to 16 weeks on any sort of medical ground which has been related with the newly born child or during the period of pregnancy. The rate of payment for the benefit is equal to the wage or double the standard sickness benefit rate. Okay, particularly maternity benefit rate will be calculated. Either it should be equal to the wages, okay, or it should be double as compared to the standard sickness benefit that we were mentioned in the earlier one. The benefit is payable within 14 days of duly authenticated claim papers whenever they are submitted to the employee state insurance local offices. When we are talking about that purpose of that ESIC scheme, okay, here the employees will be also liable to get the disablement benefit. That disablement benefit will be primarily to secure the individual life due to accidents, hazards, or injuries, or even any sort of occupational diseases. So each and every insured person could be entitled to get the sickness benefit. That sickness benefit will be provided to the dependents in the form of family pension if the person has been deceased, okay. Even the widow, they will get the monthly basis of that dependent benefits till her remarriage. A son or daughter, okay, till he or she will complete the age of 18 years. And other dependents, okay, they will also get the dependent benefits which are being registered under the or mentioned under that ESIC scheme. The rate of payment for providing this disablement benefit would be 70% of the wages should be shareable among the dependents, okay, in a fixed ratio, and other 30% will be kept fixed as a provident fund. That particular form of dependent benefits can be obtained just within the maximum of 3 months if any of the insurer person, those who have been claimed that insurance, okay. And other benefits will be also provided particularly during to meet the funeral expenses, vocational rehabilitation, free supply of physical aids and other appliances, etc., okay, or other preventive healthcare and medical bonuses will be there. So that is the purpose of that ESIC fund, and for which that ESIC fund has been managed by Employee State Insurance Corporation. To get the benefit of this fund, the individual employees, okay, they need to pay their monthly contribution along with the employer, okay, and it will be deposited in the ESIC, Employee State Insurance Corporation. Now when we are talking about the contribution, okay, that contribution has to be paid as such rate as may be prescribed by the central government. Central government on time to time they are being providing the information to provide the to pay the contribution using certain appropriate rates. The present rates of contribution are suppose say 4.75% and 1.75% of the workers' wages of the employers and employees respectively. So the minimum form of rates of contribution has been mentioned by the government only, and on what particular dates and other timings that contribution need to be paid, along with some method of payment of contribution has been mentioned under the section 43. So that section 43 will provide the uh, will provide the information relating to the rules and regulations of payment and collection of contribution from the employees by the employer, and within how much period of time and what method has been used to make the payment of that contribution. That should be mentioned under that section number 43. Even when we are talking about the contribution payable in respect of each wage period shall be originally fall due on the last day of the wage period. So on each end of the each month, okay, whatever will be the wages, okay, their contribution has been calculated, and that contribution along with the employer's contribution, that should be deposited in the ESIC. Then contribution to EPF. Okay. Now when we are talking about how does that employee provident fund, okay, has been operated. So the government has made a provision. Employee share would be 12% of the basic plus dearness allowances. Okay, basic salary plus dearness allowances, it's 12%, and employer's contribution 12% has to be deposited as, okay, that 12% would be completely fixed, okay, and other 12% contribution of the employer, out of which 8.33 has been deposited in the pension fund, okay, and balance 3.67 will be deposited in the provident fund, and along with employee share 12%, 12% plus 3.67%, it should be deposited in the form of provident fund when the employee will retire, okay, or it's during his or her superannuation, okay, the employee will be get benefited through this provident fund. And there are some other kind of charges, that is called as administration charges, that should be 1.1%, and other employees deposit linked insurance scheme will be included, okay, that should be 0.5% of the total wages or salary, and administration of EDLI scheme, okay, that is related with certain form of activities that are being governed with the administrative activity of that ESIC. It is only 0.01%, okay, of the total wages. So in this way the overall contribution of that EPF has been calculated, and finally it should be distributed among the insured members, means the employees. Employees insurance court. Now this is the one of the very important aspects. If any of the form of insured person, those who are being registered under this ESIC, okay, they will be liable to get the insurance under this ESICA, okay, and due to certain reason, okay, these employees are being rejected, they are being dissatisfied, so they can make an application or go to the court, okay. There is a special court with respect to that employee state insurance. So according to section 74, the state government has been notified under this official gazette. The gazette constitute an employee insurance court of such local areas which may be specified in the notification. So any sort of employee, those who are being having any matters which are being connected with the employee insurance, okay, they can go to the court and register a complaint, okay, and ask for the necessary claim over there. The court shall consisting of the judges and the state government that may think fit, okay, and the criteria for appointing the judges should be, he will be either the judicial officer or is a legal practitioner for minimum of 5 years experience, okay, and will be qualified to be a judge of the the employee insurance court. The state government can also appoint the same court for 2 or more local areas. Even any court can be get extended in 2 or more areas, nearby areas, and employees can be get benefited through this employee state insurance court. So any matters which has been connected with the employee's insurance, okay, either it should be in the form of dispute or any kind of claim, okay, which has not been satisfied by the employee. There are several provisions which has been made under this ESIC scheme that individual employees can register their dispute, okay, and go to the court and register the complaint over there and ask for the form of claim, okay. If it has been found that whether the employee is covered by the act or whether he is liable to pay the contribution, so it is need to be identified very clearly who are being entitled to get the benefit under this ESICA. The rate of wage or average daily wages of the employees, okay, depending on that how much contribution the individual employees and his or her employer has paid, the rate of contribution payable by the employer in respect of the employee, the person who is or was the principal employer in respect of the employee, are there any particular contractor would be there who has been performed the duties of the principal employer, or whether the employees are working indirectly under the contractor, okay. So that should be mentioned very clearly, okay. Right to any benefit and amount of duration thereof. So any sort of benefit which has been covered and the employee can ask for that particular benefit. Any other directions issued by the corporation, okay, in the review of the payment of the dependent benefits, any other matter which has been connected with this insurance, employee insurance. Now whenever the claim has been satisfied, its recovery has been made, okay, through many of the persons, okay. Recovery of contribution from the principal employer. Principal employer, if the contractor has not paid his contribution, recovery of the contribution from the contractor, okay, or principal employer means the main employer. Recovery of short payment or short payment of the any contribution under section 68. If any of the employer, those who have been not paid, okay, their contribution, okay, so they can be recovered under section 68. Recovery of the value of the amount of the benefit received improperly under section 70, okay. So whatever form of contribution that is not appropriate, okay, or they are less, which has been recovered under section 70 from the employer, or recovery of any other benefit admissible under the act, those the employees are liable to get. And no dispute shall be admitted unless the employer deposit with court 50% of the amount due from him as claimed by the corporation. If an employer has paid minimum 50% of the contribution, so there is no right to ask that particular employer, okay, no dispute will stand in that case. An appeal will lie in the High Court within 60 days against an order of the Employee State Court, Insurance Court, if it involves substantial question of law. Okay, if the employee has not been satisfied, okay, and under the process of that employee insurance court, okay, they can approach or they can appeal to the High Court within 60 days and ask for the claim. So that's all for about today's session. Thank you very much.